Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. Today's video is going to be about the fan stream that should have waited a bit before doing. So this is going to be the reveal of the new figures and digital renders. And not only that, some name announcements for the new G.I. Joe Classified series. So of course, this is going to be about this video, so without further ado, let's jump into what did Hasbro reveal to us. So of course, without any big surprise, I already did breaking news regarding these 5 figures, so of course that was not a surprise that we will be getting them. Would have thought a bit later than the 29th of July, but all these guys are going up for pre-order on the 29th of July. So, without further ado, let's have a look at some of the pictures that Hasbro has made for these guys. Now, again, when I'm looking at the Scorpion over here, like I said in my former video with it, it is pretty good what they have been doing with it. You can see all the articulation points over here. This is going to be a really nice set again. Did I want a Scorpion as big as this? For army building, could be a bit problematic. As you can see, they really went full on it with the army building, because I guess they have 4 or 5 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a lot of those figures lying around. So of course, it is nice to see that we're getting a cape over here. This makes sense. I like the fact that you can remove the faceplate over here and be able to make a bit different figure. So that's a pretty cool workout on these guys over here. So let's dive into the other one, who is going to be up also for pre-order on the 29th of July. And this one is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. And it's going to be the Steel Corps Sentry Modular Defense Post. Now, if you went onto my Facebook page, you will see that I am not very happy about it. I am even using what the is this, because this is just a cheap repaint of what we got for the Modular Defense Post for Cobra. Now, of course, those haven't shipped. They are in Europe already available. And with Hasbro cancelling my orders and their website not working really well, we'll be talking more about that at the end of the video, and some other huge issues I see with Hasbro currently right now. So I'm going to be ordering them, so I'll be able to do a review a bit faster than waiting for mine to come from the US, who should be only available in September if they've not been pushed back. Now, I would say, why am I not very happy about it? Did I maybe overhype myself with? It could be possible, true, because I was hoping that they would be going for a modular defense post, a bit similar to the one that came out in 1986, who was a pretty cool set. I really loved it, played a lot with it, and had a lot of story building around it, and I was hoping they could do something. And that could be, if done properly, could also have been modular. So yeah, I think this is a bit of a shame. Afterwards, I do like the camo over here. Camo reminds me a bit the one from the Australians. So BBI did some SAS Australian guys, and one of the parachutists has this camo, and it looks very similar to it. But for me, it doesn't make sense. They should have gone on desert, because you're going to understand that Hasbro has decided to go full Starship Trooper. Now, of course, we're not going to see that straight away, but before going further on the pictures, I guess if anybody has the Vamp, you will recognize this, and if you have the Cobra Stinger, you're going to definitely recognize this part over there. So of course, here we have the interior, nothing much original or new. We already saw these pictures. For the ones in Europe, already got the Viper, the Trench Viper with it. May know a bit more, but I'm really kind of curious. For Cobra, it works. For G.I. Joe, for me, this doesn't work. Of course, you have the WAC, you have this laser rifle, and here you can really see that it is the one that comes with the Vamp. So, of course, he is getting ready, preparing the 250 cals, of course, with the little radar dish and the light over there. And this is what I'm saying, we're going full-scale Starship Trooper. So, as you can see, the arachnids, so the bugs from space, are played by the Scorpion, and as you can see, it looks like that you can dismantle a bit the Scorpion, so that can give some ideas if you want to use them as cannon fodder. This can be a pretty good idea, but as you can see, there's a lot of fighting going on, and this strip reminds me what we see in Starship Trooper. So yeah, that part is kind of interesting if you like this kind of movies. Over here you can see a bit more. So they've used 2 modular sets with the ladders so that they can go and climb up and try to defeat the bugs. And of course we see that G.I. Joe is kind of succeeding and is pushing back and being able to kill the bugs. Now, I don't know who was behind the picture, but that looks like one of those desert scorpions over there, soldiers there. So, I mean, if G.I. Joe's pointing that way, those 2 are dead. Anyway, that's maybe for the fun of the picture. The person didn't really realize, but G.I. Joe saves the day, like always, and you have shish kebab of, or more hamburger meat of scorpions, because G.I. Joe saved the day. As you can see, everything is okay. They even had time to reload the missiles, and you can really see that they are exactly the same ones as the Stinger. Now, I can understand that some people may find this interesting if you want to kit bash your vamp and you want to give it this look with this kind of MK2 look. This could maybe work, but yeah, I find this pretty disappointing overall as a set. So yeah, and like I said, this is going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so you can see that it's going to be the same hassle, especially for America, because it did sell out pretty fast, and I know a lot of people who were not able to get it the first way around, and suddenly this set disappeared from Hasbro Pulse USA. So of course you can see the only thing that I'm happy about this set is that we're getting extra ammo cans that you can use if you like to build up dioramas or you want to do some scene sets. You can get those extra ammo boxes, so that's something of extremely cool. The box art looks kind of similar to what we got with the Trench Viper. I don't remember, it's been a little while since I pre-ordered it, and like I said, I have an order to do because I don't want to miss out on something, and I'm going to be using Hasbro Pulse Europe to be sure to get them and not Hasbro USA. But we'll be talking about that at the end of the video. Now let's go to the other figures that were already announced. So of course we have the Grim Viper. I already gave you my thoughts about this one. And I haven't changed my idea. I mean, Lenny's talking about it as a firing squad, but he doesn't even have the same color, doesn't match as the other ones. So yeah, it's pretty silly for an army builder giving this rifle. I haven't changed my mind on that. Though this one here is a new one. I think it may be releasing, but I'm not really sure about it. And this is the Ghost Viper. So as you can see, it is technically a Cobra Viper. Seems to be reusing the old body of the Viper. You have some different effects. So this is inspired by the effects that you have with Crystal Ball. So it's the same technology that is used here. And of course, Hasbro needs to reuse bits and pieces. So of course, you're going to recognize over here Timber. We have a snake. I guess this is the same one who was with Serpento. It's been a little while since I had a look at it. This seems to be a bit new. Do like the effect with the skull painted on the visor of the Viper. This is pretty cool, I must say. This is something I really like. The rest of it, this kind of fighting, imaginary stuff or things who are in your mind, yeah, not really my cup of tea at all. And we are getting back to horrible rifles that I hope that Hasbro destroyed the molds by accident and that we were never going to see anymore. So of course you can see they already did some of the pictures, and as you can see you can interchange the heads. So yeah, this could go for a bit of an army builder. Of course, like I said, the weapons may need to be changed, but I really do like the skulls on the visors of these new Vipers. So yeah, pretty interesting, as you can see. I wonder if those effects will work also if they have a kind of glow in the dark effect or something like this. So I haven't got my crystal ball yet, so if anybody got the crystal ball, let me know in the comment section if there's any glow effect on those guys, because if there is, I guess we will see this exactly doing the same on these guys over here. Now, coming into a figure that was never released in the original line of G.I. Joe, we have Pythona. Now, Pythona, we already know a bit more about her, what is going to be. She's going to be released as an exclusive for the fall, and if there's any leftovers, you can buy them on Hasbro Pulse. So this is going to be another nightmare to be able to get them, but I'm not going to talk about that straight away because I'm saving that last part for the end of the video, because I am really not happy at all on the way things went down. But here we have Pythona. So Pythona is an interesting character. She was in the movie from 1987 where she infiltrates. She doesn't have much of a role. She does fight Jinx. So if you have Jinx and you want to match her up against her, well, you can do it. As you can see, she comes with some pretty cool accessories if you like the movie and if you like Cobra. So if you watch my review about Nemesis Enforcer, you will know that I am not the biggest fan of this, and I find this pretty ridiculous. So of course, over here we have some of her accessories that she uses to infiltrate, of course, Cobra headquarters at the beginning. You can see there's some venom leaking off her nails over here, because she does have poisonous nails. You can see her scratch. Over here we have some a huge diamond over here. I don't remember that from the movie. These kind of snake stuff, do not remember them at all. I remember this, she was opening this when there were some Crimson Guards at the beginning. I think one of these she chose on Sergeant Slaughter. So yeah, this is an interesting character if you wanted her and you are a fan of the original one, because we didn't get her in the original line. We did get her in the 25th anniversary line. I didn't pick her up because, like I said, I am not a fan of Cobra. Now, let's continue with some more of the figures who are going to be released on the 29th of July. And here we have, of course, Mainframe in his packaging. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, I do regret that he is not anymore from the US Marine Corps, but we all know that now, because it's not the first time I'm going to be saying it, and I guess not the last, US Army decided to put patterns on everything, and if you want to use anything from them, you're going to have to pay some copyrights, who is kind of insane, because I mean, Hasbro should be asking royalties and fees for all the people who joined the US Army, because I can tell you there's a lot of people who were fans of G.I. Joe who went into the army. So technically, US Army should be paying Hasbro, or I would say the G.I. Joe franchise, for getting so many guys into the army, and also girls. Now, if you look at him, you will notice there's something very particular, because if you read the comic book, he was a kind of a veteran, and over here they decided to go with a younger version. I have no problems at all with it, and I think the figure looks great, and I cannot wait to get it. Of course, you know I'm a sucker for 1986, so of course this is a 1986 figure, so of course some more renders of this figure. And I like the gear that he has over there. He has a Tech B, and also I may have wanted maybe a laser rifle, would have been a cool extra accessory to give to him. Then of course we have the Rock, or I should say Seymour Sci-Fi Fine. So of course you have him. He does have a lot of a vibe of looking like the 25th anniversary with the different molds over here. The fact that you can take in the visors over here, full or half. So yeah, that's an interesting idea. The way the weapon works, it's like if he's charging, then he's firing. So yeah, it's an interesting figure. Not my favorite from the 1986 line, but like the rest of the line is pretty perfect. I can accept that they did this one, and it's a kind of an interesting laser trooper. So of course here we have some more details of what we get in the box. Personally, I would have maybe liked to see a sidearm, but due to the fact that he has a laser rifle, I don't know how that technology works, so I guess that he does not need a secondary weapon. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about wetsuit, because if you have wetsuit, you and you are a fan of the cartoons, you know that these two had a tendency of fighting, Navy SEAL versus USMC. So of course, the figure looks pretty fine. I've already given a bit my thoughts about it. I'm still thinking that the figure is a bit disappointing for a classified series. I would have wanted to see something a bit more than doing a cut and paste of the 1986 version. Of course, back in the day, we were not able to remove the helmet on our friend over here, and wetsuit, if I remember in the cartoon, had a bit more red head than the brown head that he has over here. So of course, here's some more pictures of this guy. Also cannot wait to get him because 1986. And here we have a digital render and we have some pictures. Now I didn't really understand if this one is coming out immediately or is it going to be delayed. We'll have to rewatch the video. So yeah, this one set here, I really like it. Now I guess you would have recognized over here we have short fuse, and here we have some bad news because we're getting Steeler. So for anybody who was hoping to get the Mobat as a HasLab after the Snowcat, well, it looks like they might be taking a different route and or we'll be getting another Steeler, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe with a bit of luck we might get the MBT Molar with heavy duty. Heavy metal, sorry. And yeah, this one here, I'm kind of happy that we're getting it, but when I'm looking a bit at what we're getting in the box, it's cool to get a mortar, but I mean, Hasbro, you're stingy. Give us at least 3 rounds so that we can have something. The guy has 1 round, you have a backpack for him to run around. Maybe you should have attached some extra mortar rounds to it, because it's pretty ridiculous having a mortar and having only 1 round. So of course, the helmets are looking pretty cool. This is the same one that you're going to be getting with Hawk, with the MMS rocket launcher. Here they seem to have done a little bit of an upgrade or a bit of a change on the, what's his name, the weapon that we got with, Kendo, sorry. A bit tired, it's a bit late. And yeah, so this looks like a modified version. Of course, we have the Uzi that came with Stalker, if you remember buying him back in the days. Of course, I think he was known it was also known as the Steeler. So of course, we get the rifle that was already given with what's his name, Outback. Then we have the silencer, the pistol. We have some different knives. We have also a pistol. So pretty interesting. I think they really did a pretty good job. And this does fill up the kind of tier 1 operator that you're expecting, because you have a primary weapon, you have a secondary weapon. Makes sense, but the fact of getting only 1 mortar round is pretty ridiculous. So here we have these guys in action, and I do think that they look pretty cool. And must say, cannot wait to get them so that I can add them to Rock and Roll, Snake Eyes, Stalker. And of course, when Hawk's going to be coming out, to be able to complete, of course, Scarlet also, to complete the 13 original ones. Now, we have Flash missing, we have Grand Slam, and of course, those 2 figures could be pretty similar. It's the head sculpt, who should be changing in 2025, because before the hat, and we have also Zap, who's missing. So, of course, here's some more cool pictures, and he must have fired an imaginary round, because if he still has it, he only had 1, so that's not working. The pictures are pretty cool, pretty nice pictures, giving me some ideas for doing some of my own pictures. And of course, here is the team. So like you see, pre-ordered July 21st, 1 p.m. ET. Nothing new, always the same stuff going on with this. Now, we're going to go into the name reveal. So there was 5 figures who got a name reveal. So of course the first one, Lifeline, 1986, getting a lot of love, really like it. The only thing who's worrying me is that they were saying that, yeah, this is the drawing and the new figure may not look anything at all like this one. So this is a bit kind of worrying. Did like the figure, let's be honest, it's totally not realistic having somebody in the combat field all dressed up in red, but the figure worked for me in 1986, so I don't see why it would not work for me in 2025. Now we're getting another figure from 1986, and this is Iceberg, who is a really welcome figure because, let's be honest, Snowcat is not going very fast, and there's still 19 days left, if I'm not mistaken, to it, and we still haven't had hold the 8,000 threshold for this guy, for this vehicle. So yeah, that's not doing very good. And for now, we have a name reveal of Iceberg. A bit funny the way they wrote it, because I don't remember it like that. Anyway, talking about this, I mean, this is cool getting this figure. And of course, we're getting another figure who's a huge success, and a lot of fans liked it. I really loved it, due to the fact that it really gave the military vibe. And sadly, G.I. Joe, I think this one was from 1997. I could be not 1997, sorry, 1987 or 88. And I really loved this figure when he came out, because he was all painted and really looked like military. So I would be kind of curious to see if we're going to be getting some kind of also exclusive version with a working parachute. Well, with a parachute, because sadly Hasbro is not wanting to give us some working parachutes, or not for now anyway. Now we have also a Night Viper. Now I must say, this is something that is really cool. That figure, I really liked it. It did look a bit science fiction, but the figure itself was really looking cool with this kind of armor, kind of give the Mandalorian vibe to him, with this kind of helmet on. And I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with it. I hope they give it a bit of a little touch of Classified into it, to make it evolve a bit from when he came out back in the day. Now, he is going to be a big character, that because he's going to be tall, and this is Big Lobe. Personally, I hated this character. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the cartoons, and I found the cartoons pretty stupid, and these characters, in the way that he was presented, was pretty stupid. I know I'm going to get a lot of people who are not going to be happy about me saying that, but that's my point of view about it, and if you liked him, good for you. But personally, this character did not work at all for me, and he is also coming to the Classified line. So, of course, we nearly have, we have all the recruits who were in the 1987 movie, because he was the last one missing in the line. Now, Hasbro has given us a little tease, and they are saying, ooh, try to figure what this is. And looking at it, I have two ideas that come to mind. One, I must say, I got the idea because I was doing some clearing up in my inventory, and I found something that is does remind me. So I'm going to be starting by the first idea I have, and the first idea would be this guy over here. So sorry for the light, but as you can see, the chest plate is hair on the chest, does have a bit of a vibe of what we have over here. So yeah, this is something that could be, or this could be a part of Golobulus, because it would make sense that if we got Nemesis Enforcer and that we got Pythona, that we should get the Cobra Emperor from Cobra La. So I don't know, I could be mistaken, but those are the two possibilities I see. Could be some part of his tail, or maybe the ball, if they're going to give us the ball, that he flies around in the cartoon movie, let's call it like that, because that's what it is. And we didn't get that as a kid. We had a bendy snake part for his lower part of his body. If you have any suggestions, put them down in the comment section, and let's start a conversation on what could be this part. Now, we're coming towards the end of the video, and we need to talk about the dumpster fire that was the Order of Cold Slither. So, you know, if you were a member of Hasbro Pulse Premium, and if you were trying to order it in the US, if you had your premium membership over there, you know that those things sold out in 30 seconds. That goes also without saying for the other two sets, the two-pack that we got of the Night Force with Quick Kick and Beachhead, that one also sold out super fast. Luckily for me, I was able to order it from Walmart.com, and for now, Walmart.com came through with everything that it is. But over here, I had time to put them in the basket. What I did because I got my order cancelled by Hasbro, and of course Hasbro still didn't get back to me or answer my email asking how the hell did I cancel an order that I didn't cancel. So what I did, I had Footloose, who was part of the figures who got cancelled, and now he's currently in stock on Hasbro Pulse. So what I quickly did, I did a quick order with that one, and checked to see if the credit card was working, and of course, to my big disappointment, the credit cards are not working again. So I get this pink message telling me that I cannot do it. So what I did, I got everything ready, go PayPal, and do the modification afterwards. I came to the end of the checkout. Something kind of went wrong, but I don't understand why, because it retakes the information from PayPal. And there was some kind of bug, and then it told me, well, sorry, you need to modify the quantity who is in your basket because it doesn't match anymore, and those things are sold out. So of course they will be coming back on the 1st of August, and from what I'm seeing, contrary to what they said, it looks to be premium members only. So again, there's going to be a reason for me to repurchase my premium membership, but I'm really wondering if I'm going to do it, because my big problem is I don't know if it's worth for me to pick it up in USA, even if that's where I normally order the most of my figures, because it still comes in cheaper for me to ship from the US and get it back into Switzerland than going directly through Hasbro Pulse Europe and shipping it into France, and then having to pay extra fees for the shipping, because I have to pay for it, of course, in normal service. And then I have to do all the clearance. So not so much interesting. So that's why I'm still waiting. I might have to renew it, and I guess I will be going with Hasbro Pulse USA. So, of course, this is a set that I really want to have, and there's a huge issue with this set. Now, I wanted to praise Hasbro for doing something of cool, because we get a countdown, even if the countdown ended up with me and a lot of other people not being able to order it. But what was cool that we got a countdown. Another thing that I highly appreciated on the website was that you were limited to 2 per person, who makes kind of sense, because if you're a collector like I do, you need 2 sets, because one, of course, I open, and the rest I have, the one else I keep mint in box. So it makes sense. Now, somebody leaked on one of the forums I'm on Facebook, and I saw that if you're going to Comic-Con, you can pick up 5 of these sets. So I don't know what Hasbro is doing here, but except for giving fuel to the people who are using the secondary market to make a bump up on the price and pissing off fans when they see it, I don't think you need 5 of these sets. If I would go down with my wife to Comic-Con, that means I could pick up 10 sets, and nobody is going to ask any question, and they're going to give me the 10 sets, so I can go and put them on eBay. So if you want, yesterday when I was going to do the video, I kind of was really pissed off when the thing got crashed, and oops, I was kind of doing like Zoltan over here. I wanted to smash up my computer. No, I'm joking about it. That's not the way. That's not who I am. But I must say I was pretty fuming that I was not able to get it, and disappointed in the way they did it. Now, another part that I want to be touching on, there's 2 parts before I'm going to finish this video, so it's going to be a bit long, but I think it's important points. Now, when they started the live show, for the people who did watch the stream that they did today from Comic-Con, there was no word, no from Lenny, no from Emily, saying, hey guys, we're sorry, we know that you wanted the set and it sold out pretty fast, come and give us. Nothing at all, don't care. I think this is a very bad image that you're giving to Hasbro by doing that, because you're getting a lot of people frustrated, annoyed, and if you're doing a hobby, it's not to get frustrated and annoyed. Now I can see some people are going to point out, well, John, this is shit toys, what do you get? Well, it's a hobby, it's a passion, and it's normal that something you have passion for will create certain emotions if you cannot get it. And your CEO's been whining and crying all over the place regarding that you're not making any money, and here you have the possibility to make a fortune by selling these figures, Because if, let's say, the scalpers, if we can call them like that, who picked up 5 or 10 pieces from San Diego, well, if the other people can get them, well, you don't really care about them because they're kind of sold and you got your money on it, and that the other people will be able to get it without having to pay double the price for this set. So yeah, that's something you may want to take in mind. Of course correcting, I know that you already did some course corrections, and for that I do say congrats, but for the way it was handled, this was extremely poorly handled. Now, the last part that I wanted to talk about was that on everything that you saw that is going to be released, and on the renders and on the name reveals, we only got one Snow Trooper. I mean, Hasbro, what the hell is going on with your marketing, guys? And what is going on with HasLab and Hasbro not trying to work together? You have a product that you want to sell, and you're not giving figures to go with it. We should have had more in those name announcers. We should have got more Winter Soldiers, or even a tease of the Polar Battle Bear, or any kind of little thing. It doesn't mean it has to come out next week, or it can even come out next year. I don't care, but just tell us, hey, look, we're doing stuff to support. I mean, even Lenny did the remark that, oh, well, look, we have Iceberg to go with the Snowcat. And you're like, well, yeah, genius. Sorry to say like that, is a bit sarcastic. It's nothing against him. But I mean, this is something that you should be working together as a team and not trying to bring out figures who are in the desert or walking around with short sleeves, because those guys are definitely not going into the winter. Now, I know some people are going to point out that Pythona, there was some snow in the G.I. Joe 1987 movie. And I'd say, hey, yeah, no problem. There's some other pictures that I haven't showed up on the Facebook page. I will be posting them with what they did with the Snowcat, and they put the escape armor, and they also put Snake Eyes with the bear over there with the mass device. Now, the only problem is that it's cool saying, oh, look, we have stuff to go with our Snowcat, but let's be honest, Snake Eyes and the bear and those armors, that cartoon came out before the Snowcat was available. So that was for the first series of 1984, not for 1985. So technically, the Snowcat did not exist to be appearing in those episodes. I could be wrong, but from memory, that was from 1984-83. So that just shows you that those figures, well, no, it must be 84 because there was, what's his name, Snowdrop in it. So yeah, there was no Snowcat at that time. So really, Hasbro, you need to get yourself moving and try to give us something that goes in the way that you have for your HasLab, in the same way you did with your His Tank. That was a pretty well move of your part, while giving us 2 sets to complete the already pretty heavy equipped His Tank. Anyway, that's going to be it for my thoughts and a bit frustration regarding the fact that I was not able to get it. I hope I'll be able to get this on the 1st of August. So yeah, if you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment on the section. Please tell me your thoughts about what is that part over there. Also subscribe to the channel, it does help out a lot. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!